Hello and welcome to Nigerian History With Roqib. This podcast and YouTube channel is dedicated to sharing the stories and exploring the fascinating history of Nigeria. Nigeria has a rich ancient history that spans millennia. I cover it all from its ancient empires to its people and its eras. So join me on this journey as we explore the history of Nigeria. Please follow and subscribe wherever you get me from for more content. Today's fun fact is that Nollywood filmmakers are known for their ability to churn out a feature-length film in as little as a week. This is partially due to the industry's low-budget approach, which often relies on improv and minimal crew, but it's also a testament to the skill and dedication of Nigerian filmmakers. Despite the rapid pace of production, many Nollywood films are still able to tell compelling stories and capture the imagination of audiences around the world. Today we'll be discussing the history of Nollywood, and we'll be starting in the place where it all started in, the 1920s. The 1920s was a significant period in the history of Nigerian cinema. This was a time when the country was still under British colonial rule, and film screenings were still in their infancy. Despite these challenges, the emergence of local cinemas and the production of locally made films helped to create a demand for films that reflected Nigerian culture and identity. One of the key figures in the early history of film screenings in Nigeria was Herbert Malike, a prominent Nigerian nationalist and political leader. Herbert recognized the need to develop a local film industry that would reflect Nigerian culture and identity. As a result, he began to promote the production of local films and encouraged Nigerians to get involved in all aspects of the film industry, from acting to directing to screenwriting to cinematography. One of the earliest locally produced films in Nigeria was Palaver, which was released in 1926. The film was directed by Geoffrey Barkis, a British filmmaker who had been brought to Nigeria to make films for the colonial government. Palaver was a story that explored the themes of love, betrayal, and revenge, and it featured a Nigerian cast. The film was a commercial success, and it paved the way for the development of a local film industry in Nigeria. One of the key challenges facing the film industry during this period was censorship. The British colonial government was highly sensitive to any content that it deemed to be subversive or critical of colonial rule, and many films were heavily censored or banned outright. This led to a growing sense of frustration among Nigerian filmmakers, who felt that their creative freedom was being stifled. Despite these challenges, the 1920s were a period of growth and experimentation in Nigerian cinema. The emergence of local cinemas and the beginning of film screenings in Nigeria helped to create a demand for locally produced films that reflected Nigerian culture and identity. The attainment of independence by Nigeria from colonial rule in 1960 marked a significant turning point in the country's history, including in its film industry. It created a renewed sense of national identity and cultural pride, which was reflected in the growing interest in Nigerian films. Prior to independence, the Nigerian film industry was heavily influenced by Western cinema. Most of the films produced in the country were foreign imports, and there is little emphasis on local content that reflected Nigerian culture or identity. However, the attainment of independence created a sense of urgency among Nigerian filmmakers to produce films that accurately represented the Nigerian experience. The growing interest in Nigerian films during this period was reflected in the emergence of a new genre of Nigerian cinema known as Nollywood. Nollywood films were low-budget productions that are typically shot on video rather than film. They're characterized by their focus on local stories and themes, and they're produced by a growing number of Nigerian filmmakers. The emergence of Nollywood marked a significant shift in the Nigerian film industry. For the first time, there was a thriving local industry that was creating content that accurately reflected the Nigerian experience. Nollywood films were also popular outside of Nigeria, and they helped to promote the Nigerian culture and identity to the world. The success of Hollywood also had significant economic implications. It created thousands of jobs in the film industry, including acting, directing, screenwriting, and cinematography. It also helped to stimulate other industries such as fashion and music. which benefited from the increased demand for Nigerian cultural products. However, the growth of Nollywood also had its challenges. The industry was largely unregulated, which led to issues with piracy and copyright infringement. There were also concerns about the quality of some Nollywood films, which were criticized for their poor production values and reliance on melodramatic storylines. Despite these challenges, the growth of Nollywood had a significant impact on the Nigerian film industry and the Nigerian culture as a whole. It helped to promote a sense of national identity and cultural pride, and it created a new generation of Nigerian filmmakers who were committed to telling stories and promoting Nigerian culture to the world. In the 1970s, the Nigerian government established the Nigerian Film Corporation in a bid to promote the development of a local film industry. The NFC was created in response to the increasing demand of Nigerian films and the need to support local filmmakers. The establishment of the NFC was significant for the Nigerian film industry, as it provided funding and training for filmmakers, and it helped to create a network of cinemas and distribution channels for Nigerian films. The NFC also played a significant role in promoting the Nigerian film industry to the world by organizing film festivals and participating in international film events. One of the primary aims of the NFC was to promote local content in the Nigerian film industry. The corporation provided funding for filmmakers to produce films that reflected Nigerian experience and promoted the country's culture and values. This emphasis on local content was in line with the government's policy of promoting Nigerian culture and creating a sense of national identity. The NFC also provided training and capacity building for filmmakers. It organized workshops, seminars, and training programs for filmmakers to improve their skills and knowledge. This training helped to improve the quality of Nigerian films and promote the growth of the industry. In addition to providing funding and training, the NFC helped to create a network of cinemas and distribution channels for Nigerian films. This network included the establishment of film theaters across the country, which enabled Nigerian films to reach a wider audience. The corporation also worked with local and international distributors to promote Nigerian films and create new markets. The NFC was not without its challenges, however. The corporation faced funding and operational challenges, and some filmmakers criticized the corporation for being too bureaucratic and not doing enough to support the growth of the industry. Despite these challenges, the establishment of the NFC was a significant milestone for the Nigerian industry. It provided much needed support for local filmmakers, and it helped to promote Nigerian culture and values, and create a network of cinemas and production channels for Nigerian films. The NFC also played a critical role in promoting Nigerian films to the international community and creating a global audience for them. Now let's go to the 1980s and 1990s, which were significant periods in the development of the Nigerian film industry, as they saw the emergence of local home video industries and a period of rapid growth happen. In the 1980s, the home video industry began to emerge in Nigeria, driven by the introduction of affordable video cassette recorders, VCRs. These devices allowed people to watch films at home, which was more convenient and affordable than going to the cinema. Nigerian filmmakers began to produce low-budget films specifically for the home video market, which helped to create a new sense of a new audience for Nigerian films. The emergence of the home video industry was significant for the Nigerian film industry, as it provided a new avenue for filmmakers to distribute their films and reach a wider audience. The low cost of producing and distributing films on video also made it easier for new filmmakers to enter the industry and for established filmmakers to experiment with new ideas and styles. In the 1990s, the Nigerian film industry experienced a rapid growth, with hundreds of films being produced each year. This period was marked by the emergence of a new generation of filmmakers were focused on creating films that are both entertaining and socially relevant. These filmmakers address issues such as corruption, poverty, and social injustice in their films, and their work reflected the changing social and political landscape of Nigeria. The popularity of Nigerian films grew rapidly during this period, but not in Nigeria but also in other African countries and the whole African diaspora. Nigerian films became known as Nollywood, and the industry became one of the largest film industries in the world in terms of the number of films produced. The growth of Nollywood in the 1990s was driven by a factor of different numbers, including the emergence of new distribution channels such as cable television and the internet, which helped to promote Nigerian films to a global audience. The industry also benefited from the availability of affordable technology and equipment, which made it easier for filmmakers to produce and distribute their films. But despite the rapid growth of Nollywood in the 1990s, the industry faced a number of challenges. One of the biggest challenges was piracy, which led to the loss of revenue for filmmakers and distributors. The industry also faced criticism for some quarters for the low production values and the lack of technical expertise in some films. The 2000s became a turning point for Nollywood as it became a global phenomenon. Nigerian films, which had been previously just popular in Africa, began to reach audiences around the world, particularly among African diaspora communities. Nollywood's unique style and approach, which combined elements of political and popular culture with social commentary, resonated with audiences who were looking for fresh perspectives and new voices. This global reach also brought international attention to Nollywood, with filmmakers from other countries taking notice of the industry's success, and this led to collaborations and partnerships between Nigerian and foreign filmmakers, which helped to further promote Nigerian cinema on the global stage. In the 2010s, Nollywood continued to evolve and adapt to the changing trends and technologies. The rise of digital distribution platforms like Netflix and YouTube have made it easier for Nigerian films to reach even larger audiences around the world. The industry has also become more professionalized, with filmmakers investing more in production values and marketing to attract a wider audience. This period also saw an emergence of new wave of young filmmakers who were pushing the boundaries of what was possible in Nigerian cinema. These filmmakers were more experimental in their approach, exploring new themes and styles and that challenged conventional narratives about Nigerian cinema. The success of Nollywood also had a significant impact on the country's economy and cultural identity. The industry created jobs for thousands of people, from actors and filmmakers to distributors and marketers. It also helped to promote Nigerian culture and values around the world, showcasing the country's diversity and creativity. However, Nollywood also faced challenges in 2010s, including issues around piracy, distribution, and funding. Piracy in particular has been a major issue for the industry, with many filmmakers struggling to make a profit due to the widespread availability of illegal copies of their films. But despite these challenges, Nollywood has continued to thrive, evolve, cementing its position as one of Hollywood's and around the world as one of the most vibrant and innovative film industries and competitors. The industry has shown that African cinema can be commercially successful and socially relevant, challenging the dominant narrative about what African cinema can be. Overall, the history of Nollywood is one filled with innovation, creativity, and resilience. Despite facing numerous challenges over the years, Nigerian filmmakers have continued to produce films that resonate with audiences both home and abroad. Today, Nollywood is a major cultural and economic force to be reckoned with in Nigeria and beyond, and its influence can be felt across the global film industry. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the rich and complex history of Nigeria. I hope that this film and this channel has provided you with valuable insights into the country's past and has helped you to appreciate the remarkable achievements and challenges that shape its present and its future.